Hi Rose! The first thing you want to do is get yourself some high quality organic beans. About this much, about a bag, something that'll fit in here. After you have your beans in the pot, you want to fill it with water about 1 inch, so about that much, right above. That should be enough water for them to soak overnight and absorb all the water. If after a couple hours you can see the top, add a little bit more water. The next morning, your beans should be full of water, and notice that they soaked up all of it, so it's time to drain them. After you have strained the beans into a strainer, rinse them off. And then put them back in the pan. And fill it back up with water like you did before. This is when you get to decide how runny or thick you want the beans. So these are entirely covered and just like a half of a little finger digit above. I think this works the best to make the beans in between, not too thick, not too runny. If you like it thicker, you're just gonna let the beans boil the water off a little bit. So now you wanna cover it up and bring it to a boil. Not too hot because you don't wanna burn the beans that are on the bottom. Let's check on the beans. I can hear they're starting to boil. So they're starting, but they're not done. They need to be boiling. It's been less than 2 minutes. Let's see. All right, so it's foamy, which is good, and you can see some bubbles. So give it a stir. The biggest problem with beans is they do tend to burn on the bottom because it's a big pan. So just make sure that you're scraping the bottom, getting them all loose. And as long as you see bubbles and it's uncovered, like you do right here, you're good. It's ready. So you're going to lower the temperature down to low. And you want to put the lid on, but not covered. You want it to let the steam escape. So it needs, critical part, it needs to allow the steam to escape, but not too much. So you want it to be slightly open, and then let it sit for 2 to 3 hours. Check it in 2 hours, and definitely by 3 hours. It's hard to overdo it. It's been 2 hours, so let's check the beans. They look great. They're doing what they're supposed to do. And I can mush one up against the edge very easily. So they are done. And if you want, you can also take one, that's Bubby. You can also take one and blow on it and, you know, just sort of give it a chance to see if it's good. It's a tiny bit tough. Like, it's definitely good, but it's on the edge of how I like it to be tender. So I'm gonna go ahead and just let it cook for another half hour. Again, anytime between 2 and 3 hours is good. So we're gonna put the lid askew and let it go for another half hour. Okay, it's been half an hour. Beans are looking great. I'm sure that they're ready now. Yeah, easier to mush and just looking lovely. So now you want to put the lid on and turn it off, and and let it rest for half an hour. Okay, the beans have rested. We have the immersion blender. We're gonna put in some salt, a little bit of sunflower oil at the end, and black pepper, onion, and garlic. And it's going to be to taste. I always like to put in a lot of salt because I think that beans should be salty. So I'm gonna put in, you can't take salt out, so you wanna be careful with that. I put the sunflower oil in last, and then I'm gonna put black pepper, onion, and garlic, but mostly onion. That's it with 1 circle of sunflower oil. And now I'm gonna use the immersion blender and make it almost like frosting or mashed potatoes and blend the heck out of it. You can't blend it too much, and then you just taste it, decide if you want to put more in, and remember it's going to be a little bit soupier when you first make it, and then it'll get thicker because you're going to put it in the refrigerator overnight and warm it up on the stove. So there you go, honey. It's really just the basics, and then spice it to how you like it. I love you. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.